Okay, everybody, good evening. Uh, we're getting off to a bit of a slow start, as usual. I'm going to wait for the numbers to build up before I start any presentation. Not a heck of a lot going on. I've got one individual that doesn't seem to get the message that he's not welcome in here, but there doesn't seem to be anything I can do about it. I've blocked this individual twice, and he keeps showing up. So I guess he's having a hard time getting attention from that homeless shelter that he stays at. Hi, Levi. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're feeling better. I know you had that allergy problem or whatever's going on. Just gonna kind of discuss Tin Hat Timmy again. He's up to his old things. I figured I'd get up to at least 10 or 15 people before I start going into things here, although since this is a recorded show, I guess it doesn't much matter. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and queue up. Okay, we got we're set there. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get right into this. Tim Holmseth has got himself in the middle of this case with this woman took her 2 children and decided to run off from one end of Kentucky to the other. She got herself arrested, and he's made a couple of videos. This latest one, woman arrested in Kentucky, Amber Alert case is compliant and active congressional investigation regarding foreign annulments and weaponized family courts, Shira law, which is ridiculous, of course, because what happened was that the grandmother had custody of the 2 children. So it was within the family unit. The children didn't get kidnapped. They didn't get sold into satanic ritual abuse or any of this other crap. They were given to the maternal or paternal grandmother, whichever, to be taken care of. And the mother had visitation rights, supervised visitation rights, which she violated. Now, Timothy expectedly decided to make this into one of these things where we're bringing the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, and it appears that he has patched things up with E-Clause. E-Clause isn't a fraud anymore. First, E-Clause was a fraud, and now all of a sudden E-Clause is not a fraud. Holmseth can't seem to make up his mind. Because if you go down to here, there's an investigation happening here, and I know it because I ordered it. And it was done via due process law, says Chris Hallett. And he has done no such thing, of course. He can't order his way out of a bathroom. But, these guys, just for whatever reason, want to consider themselves of value or something, or relevant. And so they file these stupid legal papers that aren't worth the ink they're printed on. And he is saying that Blanchard's young daughters were kidnapped from Blanchard by Ford agents through a process created by the kidnappers. So now he's accusing the grandmother of this children of kidnapping them. So, and Mr. Hallett has yet to explain what this woman was doing with a car with a vanity plate that had his name on him. And of course, Tim puts up all these nonsensical court papers that aren't worth anything. And he boasts about himself in these various articles. And it goes on and on and on and on. And of course, he brings up Phil McConnell, who, because of his big mouth, got Phil McConnell put in jail in the first place. So, yeah, it probably should be called the Crazy Chronicles, although, it seems to be everybody I talk about on this stream are crazy, including Home Seth, including this other piece of work. Um, 700 New Jersey police officers have tested positive for the coronavirus. Okay, we got conspiracy theories. Another conspiracy theory. Another conspiracy theory. Yeah, this woman with her Facebook page, I'm not showing the page because I'm going through it, but Randy is going to get people killed with some of the stuff she puts on because these people are into it. Because this is a deadly virus. People don't realize just how deadly this virus is. This is not the flu. It's not even close. Now, it is true that some people are managing to get through this. But it's not everyone. Now, this guy here is set up a Neely Petrie Blanchard support funds. Please help. $1, $5, $100. Every dollar helps and will be refunded when the case is resolved. Now, how are funds going to be refunded if the funds are going to be held in a support fund? This makes no sense. Now, this guy is running.
Blanchard.
Oops,
I believe she's being wrong.
He's running for office, believe it or not, in the state of Tennessee. He's running for the Senate, from what I understand. They got some pieces of work up there, but that's what's going on with Mr. Neely. But he basically is started up a GoFundMe or what have you, and is looking for money to support this some kind of operation to help this woman out. And he's probably going to help himself right into his wallet. The grandmother has custody of the children. So I don't understand why people would have a problem if it's a family member that has custody of the children. It isn't like that CPS is taking the children away or anything like that. A family member has custody of the children. And so there should be no problem. But this woman apparently doesn't trust her own mother or mother-in-law, whichever side of the family it's on. So it's just rather silly. But this is the thing that goes on with these people. Now, another thing he did too, which I brought up before, this is an older article, He's got zero comprehension skills, and he apparently, hi Charlene, welcome. Well, Charlene, the situation with Homestead that's being looked into, there's about 5 or 6 ways that he is possibly going to have felony charges levied against him. In this case is a primary example, because if he read the complaint in this argument, the Secret Service was involved because of E-Clause. E-Clause is under active investigation. I've talked about this before. And, you know, it is very unusual for the Secret Service to be involved in these cases. And, you know, so here we are with the Secret Service involved in this case. And, you know, so Tiny Tim is using it to his advantage. He's saying that this is some kind of a secret operation on the government part against people. And the only secret operation is that Tim Homestead and those that were involved with this woman's actions are under investigation. And, you know, I'm getting conflicting reports about the car. I've had people tell me that Phil McConnell does not own the car, that this woman took it upon herself to go out and get a vanity plate with the E-Clause on it, which does not make a whole hell of a lot of sense, because if the girl has a vanity plate with E-Clause on it, then E-Clause can't get a vanity plate with E-Clause on it because she's taking it from him. So that's kind of weird that he would allow that. Because if Chris Hallett is the owner of E-Clause, or the CEO, or whatever the hell he calls himself, it would make sense that he would have E-Clause on his personal vanity plate. That's a form of advertising. But for some woman who's gallivanting around with Kentucky with that tag on there, that defeats the whole purpose of it, unless he thinks he's going to get a lot of business out of Kentucky. And since he's not a bar licensed attorney, he can't go around representing anybody anyway. And he, you know, Tim Holmes says something about it too. Tim Holmes said that he is doing damage control for corporations, where Kirk Pendergrass says they're doing it in they're doing damage control for the government. And that part is fraud. Let's see, but what if they had different states? Well, the car is registered in the state of Florida, which means that in order for Chris Hallett to have a tag on a car out of state, he would have to register the car out of state, whatever car he owns. And unless he licensed the car as a commercial vehicle or under a corporation's name, he has to live in the state where the car is domiciled. You know, so if it's a Kentucky tag, he has to live in the state of Kentucky. If he lives in the state of Florida, requires, if you're a resident of the state of Florida, you have to have a Florida tag. So that means he's running around with a car that does not have E-Clause on it if he does not own this particular car. And so, you know, he's lost a business opportunity by letting this woman run around with a car in the state of Kentucky when he's operating out of the state of Florida. And every state has this regulation. If you reside in a state, your car has to be registered in that state. That's just the way it is. Now, I used to, see, when I moved to Florida from New York State, I had a New York State registered car. And the law states that in order to have employment in the state of Florida, you have to register your car in the state of Florida and you have to have a Florida driver's license. And, you know, they enforce it when they pull you over and they say, this says the car's from New York State and this says you're from Florida. What are you doing with a New York State tag on this car? And, you know, of course, you can use any excuse in the book. You can say, well, I just brought the car down from New York State. I've been down here, but I just brought the car down. I flew up, you know, I took a bus up and got it and stuff like that. So you can lie your way out of it. But the rule is in the state of Florida, if you live in the state of Florida, the car has to be registered here. And the law is the same in Kentucky. If you live in Kentucky and you're driving a car, the car has to be registered in the state of Kentucky unless you're borrowing it from somebody else. And so if the car's registered in a woman's name and she's running around Kentucky with a Florida license plate, then they're going to make her pull the tag. She's got to have a Kentucky tag on the car. It's that simple. Excuse me for drinking so much on camera, but I'm trying to keep my throat moist so I don't cough like I did last night. So. At one point, she was living in Pensacola, Florida, I believe, is what I've been told. And then she somehow got up to Kentucky, and it happened to be in the same town as the children's grandmother. So, but she also, well, she's living right at the time the girls disappeared. She was living in Kentucky. She was living in the area where she was arrested. Apparently, she was taking the children to visit friends, and she was going to go on a camping trip. So she did live in the state of Kentucky, as far as anybody knows. I imagine this is going to come out in court when it eventually gets there. With the coronavirus, it's hard to say when all this stuff is going to hit court. The first appearance of this woman is supposed to be in May. Strangely enough, right around the time that Phil McConnell's supposed to have his first hearing. So May is turning into a rather active month. So it's going to be a thing to see what's going to happen. Now, those that are interested, Dodger did another video. And whoop, gotta turn that off. And so I'll put the link in here so you guys can go watch it. I can't put it up because it's got copyrighted music on it. And I don't want to mess the status of this channel up. So I'm going to put up Dodger's video. And anybody that wants to watch Dodger can look at that video. I like the music. You know, it's Running with the Devil, which is a good song. And 150 people have looked at it so far. So, you know, that'd be a video to check out. Well, yeah, nothing's changed. He was last on the 27th. So, I don't work for anybody, Charlene. Randy lied like she always does. I do not work for Kim Picasio. It would be nice if I did because I could use the money, but no, I do not work for Kim Picasio. I'm not qualified to do anything for Kim Picasio. I'm a retired truck driver, so I can't think of any skills I'd have. Why am I getting that? I don't know of anything that I could offer Kim Picasio as far as a professional. Oh, I see what it's doing. But Randy Erickson says a lot of things, and she's full of crap as always. I mean, that woman doesn't know her ass in the hole in the ground. To be perfectly blunt. But she has a following, and she has to satisfy the following. So her following doesn't like Kim, and so they're going to put anything negative about her up there, even if it is not true. And so it's not true. Well, what are you going to do? These people don't know the meaning of truth. They're going to find out when some of the stuff against them hits the court. So Operation Storm Freedom. So Monty was on the air a couple of hours ago. So he's not on yet. We got 52,000 subscribers. How the hell do you get 52,000 subscribers? Damn. Amazing. I cannot be a private investigator. Under Florida law, I would have to, number one, I'd have to take courses in private investigating. And then in order to get a license to be a private investigator, I have to be sponsored by a detective agency. And there's bonds involved and liability. There's all kinds of stuff involved. And, you can't even be a security guard in the state without going through a 40-hour course. They're really strict on this stuff down here. So I would not be able to be a private investigator for anybody, let alone Kim. Well, Randy has it out for Kim because Kim filed these injunctions with her underling, Timothy Homseth. And because of everything Timothy Homseth says, that makes Randy automatically against Kim. Just like Field McConnell is automatically against Kim because Randy and Tim Homseth convinced him to do that. Field McConnell has never met Kim Picasio. The only thing he knows about Kim Picasio is what Timothy, Randy, and Kirk Pendergrass has told him about her. And that's it. She does not know Kim at all. So that's basically it. It's all because of Tim Homseth. Tim Homseth is the cause of all these people having the problems that they're having. So you're having a woman destroyed by complete strangers for no other reason than they crave attention. And Randy Erickson is just as bad as Tim Homseth. Randy Erickson doesn't know me from Adam. She's never met me. She doesn't know anything about my past. And I know there's a great deal she doesn't know about me because she certainly hasn't done her homework. And neither is Tim, for that matter. Tim has never met me. And Tim made this big thing about, Kim and I never met, so there's no jurisdiction. Well, you haven't met me either, Tim, so there's no jurisdiction either. So, And it's just this. It's just weird that there are people like this out there, but there are, and this is what we have to put up with nowadays because the internet has given these people a tremendous amount of power. The impact these people have is large and extremely damaging. Well, you see, that's the thing, Chad. If you try and get them to prove their claims, they turn on you. You've been a personal victim of what happens. I've been a personal victim of what happens. And it's a pattern. You can go through each and every person that has attacked them and ask them for proof about all these government agencies. They get attacked. Charlene, I don't know. It would appear that way. That article that Tim put up is in support of E-Clause. And this is after he came out and called them a big fraud and said they didn't do anything for Field McConnell. Now all of a sudden they're a great savior for this Blanchard woman. So that, it's just another example of Tim will reverse himself when he feels it's convenient. Now all of a sudden, E-Clause is this great guy. They do all this fantastical stuff instead of being the fraud that Tim not more than a couple months ago was saying about him. So he can't make up his mind. Yes, he did. He called Chris Hallett a pig. Called him all kinds of names. But now all of a sudden, because he's involved with this chick from Kentucky, he's the greatest thing since spilt milk again. I have to admit, this is the first time I've seen Tim Holmseth reverse himself and go from calling somebody a fraud to supporting him again. That's something that I didn't expect. It's unusual for him to do that, but, that's just Tim taking advantage of a situation. He sees that Kirk Pendergrass and Chris Hallett rather, is doing things to try and help this girl out, so he's going to jump on the bandwagon again until there's another falling out, and then he'll jump right back off the bandwagon again. Because Kirk Pendergrass came down on Tim Holmseth like a lead balloon. Well, it's Goddard, not out Foddard. There's a little bit of a typo there. Kirk Pendergrass couldn't investigate his way out of a paper bag. And, he can investigate her all he wants and investigate Levi. They're not going to find anything. Kirk Pendergrass is a big fat nothing. He said all these things about on November 20th or whatever it was that Kim was supposed to lose her license. She was going to be locked up in Gitbo. And who got locked up? Field McConnell got locked up. So every single solitary thing Kirk Pendergrass has said hasn't come true. Kurt, he's just a blowhard like everybody else. He's not going anywhere. And maybe to jail. So. Can't do anything with that. Well, Kirk didn't really do anything to help Tim's hearings, because all the paperwork that he filed and everything was worthless. The judge actually bitch slapped him in court and told him to sit down because he's not relevant. He's not an officer of the court, so I don't know. I'm just surprised that he gets away with what he does because he's clearly breaking the law. But they're lucky because of the virus and other things that are going on. They're very low on the totem pole of priorities, but they will eventually catch up to them. Yeah, he's a walrus, all right. Okay. Let's see. Somebody had a tornado or something. Wow. Jonesboro. Other than, the numbers are going up and up and up all the time with the coronavirus. So, that's what's going on there. Let's see, let me drop. I'm going to start getting rid of some of these pages. I got so many. Drop that. Okay. But it doesn't appear that much is going on. Because it's been 6 hours since Tiny Tim did his thing. And all Randy's doing is all these conspiracy theories. He's got into mass incarceration. But I thought it was kind of funny. She put up that mathematical paper last night. I still haven't figured out why she did that because she probably has no idea what it is. But I have a feeling Q picked up on that. But now I haven't heard anything about Cynthia Absug. Cases like that apparently are on hold because it's just, why am I so mean to Tim? Oh, we got another tin hat supporter in here. I am mean to Tim because he has made false accusations against me. He's got me being a pedophile. I'm involved as the media spokesperson for people that eat blood and eat babies and drink their blood. He's accused me of all kinds of things. He's been stalking me for at least the last 8 years. He's falsely accusing the mother of 3 children of some of the most disgusting things. He's allegedly involved with at least 2 cases where women have been in Glenda Smithworth. If you don't like my channel, then what are you doing here? Are you here to troll this channel or something? Timothy Charles Holmes Seth is a fraud. Timothy Charles Holmes Seth is a criminal. Timothy Charles Holmes Seth belongs in jail for at least the next 20 years. And I would love to be the one to close the door on the cell that Timothy Holmes Seth is being put into. You know, I really don't understand. I think people that support Tim Holmes Seth are seriously mentally ill. And it looks like this Glenda. Well, actually, you're not, because if you're supporting Tim Holmes Seth, you're not seeking truth and justice, because anyone with any common sense and at least half a brain would know that there is absolutely no such thing as the pedophile task force or the Pentagon pedophile task force. Tim Holmes Seth is not associated with President Trump. He is not a spokesman for anything. He's not part of any high command. He is a complete fraud. He is a criminal. And that's just fact. And that's the truth, and that's justice. The justice here would be for Timothy Charles Holmes Seth to be put in jail for a minimum of 10 years because he has broken federal laws. And eventually they're going to get him. Because it is against the law to falsely claim to be an agent of the United States government. No, I did not organize a cruise. That was organized by a woman that used to live in Florida. She wanted me to come on the cruise. She wanted to write a book and sell it. She wanted to give speeches on the cruise. You really need to do your homework because you completely got that one wrong. The woman is the one responsible, and when I told her that I was not interested in going on any cruises to promote a book, she turned on me. So, Glenda is another one of these trolls. I have a feeling I know who it is. She's just decided to come in here and troll. She's not looking for any truth. She's not looking for any justice because she's giving out false information. I don't know who this pretend person is, but, you know, this is the kind of person that will hang around with Tim Holmes Seth. And, you know, Chad didn't, as far as I know, Chad didn't bully Trim. Actually, Chad risked his freedom for Tim Holmes Seth because technically he could have been charged with aiding and abetting a fugitive from justice. You know, so he, like a lot of people, he took risks for Tim Holmes Seth, and look where it got him. So, you know, it's sad that people like this Glenda person doesn't understand the full ramifications of what's going on, but apparently she doesn't care. Who leaked the photos of Timothy Children's hacking? A lot of people did, and because Tim had distributed the pictures. He admitted it. If you had listened to the video where Tim Holmes Seth talked about it, he said that he gave out those pictures that there was a third party that took pictures of it. You know, so Tim didn't even have the pictures according to him. He claims that somebody else took the pictures, so that means Tim Holmes Seth lost control. He allowed someone else to have the photographs and they got leaked out. That's entirely on Tim. And if the photos are innocent, like Tim says they are, then there should be no concern about them being out there. Because he's put pictures of his children out there. They're on the back of his book. And they're on his personal... I've seen pictures of his children for years being out there. Hey, Rebecca Ann, come on in. We got a cheerleader for Tim in here. Yeah, I guess So at least, see, wait for the next question from the yo-yo. You know, these people give themselves away because they're going back on certain things 12 years. And in the one question, 14 years. And they're knowing information that is not generally out in the public. So I have my suspicions as to who this person is. And I don't know why she continues to do this. She's not consistent on what she states. She states one thing and then she does another, so. And then she took, and that's interesting, she took all the messages out. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, all but one message has been taken out. Isn't that interesting? Now we got another one they're going to take. She took out all her messages. Holy crap. She doesn't want the messages on record. Well, I can understand that. And she left the one last question. Okay. Trolls are weird. Yeah, they do things. You gotta kind of scratch your head. You know, she went in here, had all these questions, and then she turned around and says, "Well, no, time to take them out," and all they went. And I didn't do it, and I don't, as far as I know, the only person that I've given administrative powers to is not in here yet. So I don't see the blue wrench anywhere, so she took them out on her own. My annual income, not that it's any of your business, but it's, if you multiply $1,450 a month times 12, that's my Social Security, and that's my income. You know, I don't know why my income is of concern to you. Now, my income before Tim Homeseth and the woman you talked about with the cruise idea came along and ruined it was $3 million a year. You know, so I've gone from $3 million a year to the maximum I'm able to draw on Social Security as an income. So I hope that satisfies you. I live in a 30-year-old mobile home that does not have air conditioning except for a portable one in the back. Well, Rebecca, I don't hide my information. I mean, you know, I'm on Social Security. It's the highest amount. Anybody can figure that out. It's $1,400 and change. You know, that's my income. You know, I don't know why she needs that. Yeah, sure, I probably, maybe I would have been rich, maybe not. But it's making money off a dead child. See, that cruise that was made up by Mom in Florida was to make money off the death of Kaylee Anthony. That woman that woman wanted to be a beat reporter. She wanted to go down and stand out in front of the steps of City Hall or the Orange County Courthouse and give kind of like an update on Casey Anthony. She was going to write a book about the trial. And then she was going to go on these cruises because she apparently is a frequent cruise person. She has connections with Holland America, or did have. She's dead now. And wanted to go on these cruises. And she wanted to take me along on the cruise. And I told her no. I says, I'm not going to do that. And I says, number one, I got a personal life. And I'm not going on a cruise to make money off the death of a baby. It's just not going to happen. And she turned on me because of that. Because she saw her golden money opportunity go out the window. And, you know, this is where yeah, as a matter of fact, that's what I do. I don't usually tell people that, but I'm involved with an organization that transports animals throughout the United States, and that's one of the reasons I'm constantly running to the airport. So it's an unpaid position. I'd be curious to know what Tim Holmes's income is, because his income is being derived. Yeah, I'm a capitalist, but because of what's been done to me, I can't earn a living. I don't know if you realize this or not, Glenda, but people check the internet when they hire somebody or they want to do business with them. And when they see blog after blog after blog, and people like Tim Holseth putting up the things that he's put up about me, they don't want anything to do with me. I can't get a job because of Tim Holmseth, and I can't run a business because of Tim Holmseth. Because who wants to do business with an alleged pedophile? That's just the fact, and it was set, there's people that put it out there that said, we are going to destroy you. Now, Tim Holmseth and people he knows, they, in the case of Levi Page, they called HLN to try and deny Levi a means to make a living. This is what people do. They say, "Oh, we don't like you, so we're gonna make it so nobody will hire you." Well, they succeeded in my case. I can't run a business because nobody will buy anything I have to sell. So, there's nothing I can do. I'm 69 years old. I can't exactly start over again. I'm not Colonel Harlan Sanders. I don't have a secret recipe in a Rolodex somewhere. So as far as the rest of my life, I'm screwed. I just, about the only thing I can do is sit here and babble away for 3 hours a night on this computer. Well, then don't watch HLN. If you don't like it, go watch Fox. Everybody seems to think Fox is the greatest thing, so go watch them. There is such a thing as a remote. No. They ignored Tim. Tim has, Levi has an association with people in the industry. So, they understand because they deal with kooks like Tim on a daily basis. So they ignore him. And that makes Timothy mad because he, everybody ignores him because he's a pathological liar. So, Tim ruined what could have been a good thing by coming up with all these conspiracy theories. He's destroyed himself. And it's unfortunate. I told Timothy a long time ago, I said, you've got talent, redirect it, and he won't do it. Well, again, Randy does not tell the truth. Because I wouldn't. Why do you keep retracting all your statements? Randy is just a pathological liar. It's as simple as that. I doubt she spoke with anybody at HLN. They wouldn't give her the time of day. HLN gets calls from quacks and screwballs and sovereign citizens and all these nutcases every hour of every day, and they have special people that handle these calls. So you're not going to get through to anybody without the right connections. So Randy can make all kinds of claims, but they're not true. So you can go ahead and retract that one if you want. Why do you keep retracting your messages? I don't understand that. I've never had a troll do that before. Well, again, Randy's a liar. Because I personally know just the opposite is true. Levi is quite respected with the HLN. Well, Chad, she could call and say she was anything, but HLN would have checked it out. And HLN gets calls like this all the damn time. People claim all kinds of stuff, and they're not going to just straight out and say, "Oh, okay, yeah." And there's, number one, it'd be a violation of the law for the executive to say anything about Levi. Levi could sue. Please be respectable to Judge Erickson. I am not going to be respectable to Judge Erickson because she's not a judge. She's an idiot. You have to earn respect. Having and calling yourself Judge Erickson's not going to gain you any respect. She's the one that goes around saying that so Randa Erickson is a judge for a Shira court. That's what you're saying. Because Randy doesn't believe in our court system. She believes in some other wacky sovereign citizen crap. So, and I don't respect sovereign citizens. I wouldn't be surprised that Glenda was there. Or it was Erickson. Because this has happened before. We've had somebody come in here before and pretend to be somebody else that they're not. But all it is text on a thing. Yeah, that's correct, Levi. But again, whoever this troll is, they're just in here to, get attention. I think it's kind of funny that they come in such a small room. I mean, gosh, they only got 29 people on here. This is funny as hell. There goes another one. I like this troll. She posts a message, and after 5 minutes, she deletes it, and the reason apparently is because she doesn't want it to come up on the recording. But apparently, you don't know how these things work, because the chat is recorded, and the messages don't go away until the part where they're retracted, but they remain in the timeline. Glenda, first of all, I wish you would learn how to spell her name, and second of all, you can ask Alex that question. I don't know exactly why she was there, but that's something for you to ask Miss Goddard. It's not my place to say what anybody was doing anywhere. The two of them have been close to each other for years, so. If you want to know what Alex Goddard was doing with Kim Picasio in Minnesota, then Alex Goddard's got a Twitter account. She's got a Facebook account. Go ask her. One thing that's funny, since you claim that I work for Kim Picasio, why didn't she send me up to East Grand Forks in that hearing? Answer that one. Chad, if you look at the Kirk Pendergrass tape, that's Alex Goddard that's standing with Kim Picasio. She went up to, well, I guess they met because Alex lives in Ohio, and they met up somehow and were in town for the trial. I can't say the exact reason they were there, or she was there, but Well, yeah, Tom. You know, and if Kirk Pendergrass and Randy Erickson take over the government, I think that's going to change. Yeah, I know your word, Tad. But you know, as to why you know, she's asking why Alex was there, and I would say she needs to ask Alex. Actually, Glenda, it's the other way around. I don't think Tim Homestead would ever want to meet Levi Page. But that's up to Levi to answer that one. Hell, Timothy Homestead was too afraid to show up in court, so what makes you think he's going to want to meet Levi, or me for that matter? This is funny to watch this conversation. Well, if Tim Homestead is a real man, why won't he show up to court? Why does he hide in a 2012 SUV lying to people on the internet? If Timothy Homestead was a man, he would go to Minnesota and go to court. Tim Homestead is a coward. He's a little rat hiding under a desk. I love these trolls. This is a trip. Oh, that's an excuse. It's the same court that Tim Homestead used to sue me and Kim. Now, all it is Timothy is a little coward. He's a chicken shit. You know, he hides behind his girlfriend or whatever she is. You know, he doesn't have the balls to face up to anybody. You know, he could go to court and he could put all this evidence out there, and he's too scared to do it. He's just a little sniveling little coward. Glenda, you don't have any feelings. You're a troll. You're a stupid little groupie that decided you wanted to get onto Tim's Hulk coattails. You're about the most uninformed person that I've ever met. And there's a lot of people out there. And we deleted another one. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I think what's our average time on these posts? About 5 minutes. She puts them up and about 5 minutes later, down they go. But you are a troll. Troll, 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 troll. We got a troll, her name is Glenda. Troll, 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 troll. And I cannot sing, so sorry about that. I wouldn't apologize to you if you gave me $1 million. I mean every word I say. You volunteered to come in here. You know, I didn't ask you to come in here. You know, if you're going to sit there and defend that little snot, then you're going to have to put up with it because you're defending the biggest coward in the United States. Boy, talk about somebody that acts like somebody I know. You post just like that woman from Virginia. Oh my God, you got to be kidding. You have got to be kidding, Glenda. Man, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, Tim Holmseth looks like he ran headlong into a brick wall. My God, what a stupid thing to say. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is turning into the funny hour tonight. I wonder if she's the one that made that Facebook where she said she married Timothy. This sounds like her. Oh my God. Timmy knows how to pick 'em. Of course, you never know. This could be Timmy using a woman's name again. He likes to do that. I call her Daffy Duck, but Daffy was a male. She had to go and say that. Now she's giving me... Oh, here we go. Mert called Randy Erickson and Mert makes... Oh, Timmy is monitoring my channel, folks. Look at this. Look at what Timothy said. "7 minutes ago, Mert called Randy Erickson and idiot. Hey, Timmy, you gotta learn how to spell. Thought you're supposed to be a prize-winning journalist. Journalists are supposed to know how to spell. Mert called Randy Erickson and idiot. Mert makes $1,450 a month. Miss Erickson makes that in half a week, and she's an idiot? Here's Mert." Yeah, we're having a little bit of a class war going on. And let's see, Timothy Holmseth, he puts up the same illegal telephone call that was made by a convicted pedophile. Once again, Timothy Holmseth is turning to pedophiles to defend himself. Well, Glenda, answer me this. How come Timothy Holmseth is posting on his Facebook page in real time? You know, so he's listening to everything you're doing here. So Tim Holmseth is monitoring this channel. Because these posts, we got a post that was put up here 13 minutes ago. We got a post that was put up here 9 minutes ago. So Tim Holmseth has got his burr up his ass over a channel that has 39 people in it. So Tim Holmseth is scared shitless of me. Because Tim Holmseth is monitoring me in real time. I'm a retired truck driver. I'm on Social Security. He liked to put up he put up the money that I'm making. So what? Tim Holmseth is the reason I'm only making $1,450 a month. Because Timmy, get this through that thick little head of yours. When you go around calling people pedophiles and saying that I'm a spokesman for an organization that sells babies or drinks their bloods or eat babies, and people read this on the internet, do you think they want to buy any of my cars? No. So you made those accusations, and you're the reason I'm not making $3 million a month. Think about it. Use that little journalistic brain ears. If you have one up there, figure that out. Now, Randy Erickson, I have a feeling Randy Erickson's not making that selling real estate, because I looked up, there's a court case regarding Miss Erickson's situation. You know, and I didn't ask your little troll to come in here and barge into my chat. You sent her in here, or you are her. You know, why, you know, why me? You know, this is what's so curious. You know, the press secretary to the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force has to come and harass a retired truck driver. Amazing. Cough alert. Sorry about that. Oh, and Mr. Holmeston, since I know you're monitoring this channel, when are you going to make a comment about the lawsuit that you are currently in? You are being sued for slander and defamation of character. You want to answer that, Mr. Press spokesman for the High Command for the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? I mean, people would like to know. When are you going to talk about this stuff? Or are you just going to ignore it and keep putting my picture up, which is violating my copyright, by the way? And, you know, what are we going to do here, Mr. Homestead? You're going to continue to hide behind these videos that are 10 years old and the videos that were made by a convicted pedophile, by the pedophile whose information I gave you years ago and that I put in the video. I mean, I thought you were supposed to be this investigator that you wanted to get solve the case of Haley Cummings, and yet I gave you the person that lived an hour from her house, that personally knew Melinda Duckett, that personally knew Casey Anthony. You're not interested. All you're interested in is me. I find that weird. Why is it? Why don't you want to research these pedophiles that I've given you the names of? What about the unregistered sex offender who had a child take pictures of her genitals? Are you interested in that? No, because it has nothing to do with your agenda. That's why. So, Glenda, there you are. Yes, Timothy is being sued. And if you had paid attention to my videos, you wouldn't have known about it. Because I put the video up 2 or 3 days ago. He's being sued along with his friend, Preacher Dan. He's one of the 5 unnamed defendants in a civil lawsuit that's being filed in Ohio. Well, you know, the thing of it is, Chad, is Tim Holmseth is posting in real time on his Facebook, which means he's monitoring my channel. You know, he's fairly quick. Tim Holmseth has a message for you. He says, "Tell Craig Sawyer I said hi. LOL, are those helicopters I hear?" And he's got a picture of a dog growling. I don't know why he did that. But, you know, this is proof that Tim Holmseth is monitoring my channel real time. Now, why is Tim Holmseth so interested in my channel? And why won't Tim Holmseth talk about the lawsuit? Greg Sawyer is suing you, Tim. Why won't you answer that? Why are you hiding like you always do? This is funny. Now, Tim Holmseth believed in the court when he thought that he was going to win a lawsuit against me, and when the case was thrown out, all of a sudden it's a sure court. Timothy Holmseth does not have the balls to appear in court. It's that simple. Well, Glenda, you need to do your homework. You know, look at both sides. That if you go over right now and look at Tim Holmseth's Facebook page, he's attacking me right now, and he will not answer any of my questions. I have asked him at least a dozen times about this lawsuit, and all I get is a picture of a growling dog. Cute little dog, by the way, whoever's dog that is. Yeah, that postmaster of the world could take and defend Timothy Holmseth in court. I mean, he's only charged with a misdemeanor, for crying out loud. It's not any big deal. I mean, Tim Holmseth is hiding from a misdemeanor. It's the easiest thing in the world to beat. I mean, for crying out loud. Well, okay, Glenda, then I'll apologize for being harsh on you for the moment, but I really do wish you would do your homework. Because you're putting up stuff that Tim Holmseth would have somehow gotten to you. The woman involved in that cruise, that information is years and years and years. That's way back in the Casey Anthony days, 2008, 2009. And very few people know about that situation. But, you know, I'll go ahead and give you the benefit of the doubt on it because it really doesn't matter. You know, Tim, you know, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about here. Tim, instead of getting into a debate and arguing with facts, he puts crap like this up. You know, and this is his response to questions. You know, he's putting up my income information on a public forum, you know. And you might want to ask Tim why he's blocked me from his Facebook page. And then he puts this up here. He's put up that I used to make $3 million a year. And then he puts this up. But if you go to the YouTube site, like I've told people to do, what are you going to find? And
hello.
Now, there's two things. First of all, this Florida is what we call a two-party state, which means you cannot record a telephone call without the permission of the party you're calling, as well as the party that's being called. And so I'm being called, and I was not informed that this was a recording. I did not give my permission for this call to be recorded. So this is a violation of Florida law. Now, let me get over here. Now, this person here, oh, I didn't even transition. My bad. Anyway, this person here, now why are we not? Oh, okay, I know why. This person here, Monoxide MMAC, is the creator of the video. And Monoxide MMAC posted child porn on a message site. Child porn. Timothy Holmseth was told about this. Timothy Holmseth chooses to ignore it. Why is that, Tim? Why are you supporting a child pornographer? I thought you were against child pornography, huh? Explain that one to me, Tim. And here's the message to you, Mr. Sawyer, wherever you may be. But this is what Tim Holmseth does. Instead of answering the questions and everything, he puts crap like this up. He's diverting because he's afraid. Tim Holmseth is afraid. He's afraid of a retired 69-year-old truck driver. And he's been afraid of me since 2009. And that's Timmy for you. But Timmy, I'm not the one you're going to have to answer all these questions to. Questions are going to have to be answered by the Secret Service and by the FBI. Oops. I like that dog. That's cute. Ooh. I'm going to leave that dog there. What the hell? Okay. Looks like we lost Glenda. Oh, there she is. Glenda, how would you know the condition of Tim Holmseth's apartment unless you've been there? In the leaked photographs of Tim Holmseth posing with a male child in a girl's dress, there were clothing and garbage strewn all over the apartment. Glenda, being told something doesn't make it true. And Timothy is not known as a neat freak. You know, if you look at some of the videos of him in the car, he's got garbage piled up in the back of his car. Timothy is not a neat freak. Hell, he sued the temporary agency because they fired him because they claimed that he hadn't taken a bath in a week, and that's in the court papers. Oh no, Tom, it's like 2 T-O. Oh, this is a riot. Let me see, this is 10 minutes ago. Here we go again. See, this is, Tim is on a roll here. Yep, I figured he was going to put them. He puts these up, this fake chat up, when he gets in a corner. Yep, I expected he was. See, this is Tim. This is classic Tim. Now again, Timothy, Lake County, Florida Sheriff's Office. Give them a call. They would love to hear from you. Because it's USA complaints. Yeah, this is now Tim Homseth wants to know how I lost my business, and if this thing loads up. See, it's false information like the one I'm trying to bring up that cost me my business. And it's not loading. No. But see, somebody went and they put phony complaints up about me on these consumer complaint things that, the companies don't check to see if they're telling the truth or not. There's a complaint about me on the dirty. Oh, there's all kinds of shit about me out there. Yeah, Timothy, just keep, you just killed your chances of ever suing me, Tim. Because now you've gaslit me. When you gaslight somebody on the internet, you can't sue. Yeah, now. Oh, here we go. Now, he's changed his target. Tom, he's changed his target. We knew this was coming. See, Timmy is in my room. Because he's bringing up all this stuff. Yep. See, he's right here. He's accusing me of being a stalker right there. Stalker, pedophile. Yeah. Tim Homseth probably wrote this complaint. Because him and his girlfriend from Virginia did the same thing to Levi. And did the same thing to yeah, Tim ought to check the link before he puts them up because the link ain't working. I've tried 3 times to get this link and it's not working. So, he's putting up broken and rip-off report. Yep. Now Timmy, this is why I lost my business, was because of stuff like this. And people read this, and you're trying to operate a business, it's kind of hard to operate that business. Yeah, so this is, Yeah, so this is this kind of thing. When you get, this was January 22nd, 2010 that this went up. Now, how am I supposed to operate a business when people are putting stuff like this on the internet? Answer me that, Timmy. Because you're repeating this stuff. You're putting this stuff up there. You're guaranteeing me that I'll never have a fresh start. So this is evidence. If I ever decided to sue you, I have this evidence now. Excuse me. You're supposed to be the big reporter, Timmy, so you can talk about it. You're supposed to know all this stuff. But yeah, the guy that, here we go. But a guy that is supposed to have held, or, like I said, this guy risked going to jail to help Tim Helmseth out, and this is what happens. Tim will attack anybody that comes after him. This is proof positive right here. These are people that helped Tim out. These are people that came to his defense. They sat in court with him, supported him. The guy took, they cleaned his apartment, made sure that this stuff didn't get stolen or thrown away by the landlord. Chad went and put his car in storage over into his location, made sure it didn't get stolen, and this is what happens. Tim ruins them. And, I even defended Tim at one time, and look where it got me. This is what Tim does. So anybody that is a friend of Tim Helmseth, you better stay a friend with him, because if you cross him, this is going to happen to you. I guarantee it. This is what Tim does. Tim is only out for Tim. He doesn't give a damn about anybody else. Ooh, boy, is this off target. Okay. Come on, get on there. There. There we go. Oh, boy, that was interesting. But, that's Timmy for you. See if he comes up with anything else, because he's doing this in real time, so he's monitoring. He put the Crookston thing up 3 minutes ago, so he's monitoring this channel in real time. Say hi, Timmy. How's that fraud doing that you're doing there, Timmy? How come you don't discuss the case, Timmy? Why do you keep putting up all this bullshit, Timmy? You scared, Timmy? Poor little scared Timmy. Oh, hi, Glenda. Glenda, I think you might want to ask Timmy that. I don't know why you keep defending. I thought you were looking for the truth and stuff, and yet you're making accusations against Holmseth or against Levi based on what? But, since the question's directed at Levi, I'm going to stay out of it. Mert got on the news by publicly stating he knew who kidnapped Trenton Duckett. No, I did not. I said everybody knows the explanation behind that caretaker letter. Timmy, why do you keep putting these things up? Why aren't you answering the question? What is your position on being sued? Why are you avoiding the argument? Why are you scared to go to court and prove yourself? Why do you hide in a little car in the middle of a parking lot? And why do you smear those who are simply asking you for questions? Yeah. We know about the dirty. Finally came up. And Timothy, do you know anything about what the dirty is? There's stuff about you out there. You want to see what's out there about you? I'd be glad to put this stuff up. You know, it's on the internet. I can post it. I don't have to verify that it's true or not. Remember radio news? Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff from radio news that people would like to see. Oh, and those court papers that Rebecca put up on her YouTube, I've got the originals. All of the originals of every single solitary court case that you've ever been involved in. And you have not won a single one of them. You know, I could put all that stuff up. You know, I'd be more than happy to. It's the truth. It's a matter of public record. All anybody has to do is, Google Timothy Charles Homeseth, and all your stuff is out there. You know, once they get through the bullshit that you publish every day. I mean, yeah. You know, I did not say, you read the letter. You know, Mr. Reporter. The caretaker letter and was an experiment based on something that was done in Washington, D.C. when they were trying to flush out the Beltway killer. And I was one of 5 people that did one of these things. And all I was doing is ask if there's anybody out there that has Trenton Duckett, you'd be wise to turn yourself in. And it backfired. So, but hey, I admitted my mistake. You know, you don't. It was a mistake to write that letter. I told everybody about it. And the exposing Witness One Live.blogspot.com. Yeah, Timmy, care to explain to us who wrote that blog? You won't do that. Of course you won't do it. Because you know who it is. But, you know, what can I say? You make this about me instead of about you. Because this is how you get around having to answer questions. You figure, well, if I attack Mert over here with all the stuff I have on my dossier, Mert will leave me alone. Or people will say, oh, don't listen to Mert because look at everything that we talk about Mert here. But what about all the stuff about you, Tim? What are you afraid of? You're definitely afraid of something here. Because every time you put one of these things up on your Facebook page about me, you're deflecting. You're deflecting away from you. You don't want people to pay attention to you. You only want people to pay attention to the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, which is an absolute fraud. Yeah, Timmy. Yeah, you keep posting this shit. You know, your followers will cheerlead and everything and say, oh, look at this evil person attacking Tim. But one of these days, someone's going to show up with that little gold badge, and this little stunt you're pulling on your Facebook ain't going to help. It's just going to make matters worse. Because believe me, Tim, if you knew who I really was, you wouldn't be posting this stuff right now. And one of these days, you're going to find out who I am. And you're not going to like it. Because I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a member of any of these satanic groups. I'm something entirely different. Someone you'd be surprised to know who I am. But you see, you're not an investigative reporter. You don't do your homework. Because if you did, you'd be going around deleting the crap out of stuff right now. And that's fine. You keep playing your little game. And you ask yourself, where is the person that wrote that chat? Where is the person that put up those blogs? Where are those people? Why did all this suddenly stop? What happened to radio news? You know, radio news isn't around anymore. What happened to radio news? You know, you really need to do your homework, Timothy. Because you're in for a huge surprise. I'm not in any hurry. I'm just letting you dig. I'm letting you walk in the quicksand, and I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there with a rope to pull you out of the quicksand. I'm just going to sit there and watch you sink in the quicksand. Because you're sitting there, you're committing felony after felony after felony, and it's going to catch up to you. And you know, the criminal complaints keep getting filed almost on a daily basis, Mr. Homeseth, and one of these days, I didn't know I had this. Okay, I just had to do something here. But, Mr. Holmseth, one of these days you're going to get a knock at your door, and somebody's going to come up to you, and they're going to shove this thing in your face. And they're going to say, you have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed, and so on, and so on, and so on. So, if I were you, I would have a criminal attorney on speed dial. And I would suggest that attorney be a bar attorney and not somebody like Mr. Pendergrass. Because these people are going to want to talk to you about certain things you've been doing the last few months. And so, you see somebody show up with one of these little thingies wrapped around their neck, I'd like to see you post pictures on your little Facebook page. I'm sure these guys would love to see that, because they'd have a few questions about you to ask you. So you just keep putting up all those little pictures and things on there. That's fine, because it's like I said, people want to know why I lost money and why I can't have a business anymore. All they have to do is look at you, because you're the cause. You put that stuff up there, and it's fresh. It gets loaded into it gets on there. People see that stuff, and it just makes it. I can't ever start a business again because of that stunt you just pulled. So, you're succeeding. You're destroying me financially. And hopefully if I get this little virus that's going around, you won't have to worry about me much longer. I'm in the risk group right along with your parents. I'm 69 years old. I've got the quote unquote underlying health conditions, so I'm a prime target for this virus. And I'm in the air, I'm in the air all the time, going to places where this virus has been, so I may not be around. I'm sure that would make you very happy, because you wouldn't have me to worry about anymore. So just keep it up. Here we go. Look, Mert apparently impersonated a U.S. Marshal. Now, you sure, Timothy, that I am impersonating a U.S. Marshal? Are you sure of that? Can you prove that? See, this is, it's kind of funny that you did that. But that's fine. You just continue. You just are going to keep doing it. Yeah, you're gonna keep digging yourself a deeper hole. But yeah, Timmy isn't capable of making phone calls to the right parties because he'd be very surprised if he didn't. Isaiah Cappy. And guess who Isaiah Cappy is? Well, that's good. I'm happy as all get out that Isaiah Cappy likes you. The two of you ought to get married. So, and it's funny. I'm going to put this up because apparently Timmy doesn't read what he puts up. Now, I wrote this. September 29, 2002, Georgia C. Marshall created an advisory panel that led ... trolls. Started posting claims that I was impersonating a U.S. Marshal. Now, see, this is the thing. He didn't post the article. He posted a screenshot of it. But, see, somebody posted. And I replied to it. This here is my blog, which he didn't post the link to rather conveniently. And it says right there, I wrote it. And it says, I was impersonating a U.S. Marshal using a media agent named William K. Murtathon. See, Tim put up the link to the blog. If you're going to use my material, don't violate my copyright. Put the material up, the link. Because I was writing about people that were accusing me of impersonating a U.S. Marshal. For some reason, you don't want to put up that article. But, yeah. And then he puts this over here. See, Tim can't read. Because Tim, now he put this. Look, Mert apparently impersonated the U.S. Marshal. And so I wrote saying that somebody accused me of impersonating a U.S. Marshal. This is supposed to be an award-winning reporter here. Now, if I impersonated a U.S. Marshal, why would I even write about it? Why would I draw attention to it? But, this is a guy that claims to be the press secretary for the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Timothy, that is impersonating a federal agent. So, you can keep up with this impersonation stuff here. But, you're going to wind up getting in trouble. And I forgot to transition. Let me transition this so you guys understand what I'm talking about. I keep forgetting to transition. But this is a blog that I had written. Instead of putting the link to the blog, he puts up a screenshot. Apparently, he's done... this is a Google search, more than likely. And this is an article I wrote in 2017. And I got into the history. And see, this is... He accuses me of driving a creep van, which means he's accusing me of being a pedophile going around with a van. This is, so right there, that's an act of defamation of character. Now, Timothy put this, said, Mert apparently impersonated a U.S. Marshal. Again, if I had impersonated a U.S. Marshal, why would I write this? Because, this is drawing attention to this information. But no, Tim Holmseth doesn't want to put up the multi-part blog that this came from. But that's Tim. Tim is running scared. But Timmy, the U.S. Marshal's Office will come talk to you. Because remember, you have declared yourself a member of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. So the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force has got to answer to the United States Marshal Service because they investigate stuff like this, along with the Secret Service. So you're going to get to meet the Secret Service, and they're going to explain to you why well, Lucky Charlie, you must be monitoring my channel. Well, I'll tell you what, Lucky Charlie, Tim Holmseth is monitoring me real time. You know, Timothy Charles Holmseth is impersonating a federal agent. He is claiming to be a member of the High Command. He is claiming to be the personal spokesman for the President of the United States. And let's see. It's right there. As soon as I get this in frame, I'll put it up. But at this very moment, Timothy Charles Holmseth is impersonating an agent. Believe me, I'm with the High Command. I am the spokesperson for the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. I am one person away from the President of the United States. That is impersonating a federal officer. Because if we go see, if we go down here to the bottom of all this, you know, I've stated this before. Timothy Charles Holmseth is an award-winning news blah 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 blah. He is an FBI witness and a national and if you go down here, Timothy Holmseth is the only reporter authorized to report original content for the PPTF. There is one man between Timothy Holmseth and President Trump. That is impersonating a federal agent. You are claiming to be an agent or employee of the federal government. That is a felony, Mr. Holmseth. You are also claiming that there is a Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. If you cannot prove this in a court of law, you can be charged with a third-degree felony, Mr. Holmseth. This is why Timothy Holmseth will not ever step foot in a courtroom voluntarily. Because Tim Holmseth will know that if he is ever brought into court again, he will be asked under oath, is there a Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? And under oath, Timothy Holmseth would answer yes or no. Now, Timothy Charles Holmseth is being sued by Greg Sawyer, along with Preacher Dan. And when that case comes into court, the very first question that's going to be asked by the plaintiff to Timothy Charles Holmseth is, can you offer proof that there is in existence an organization called the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, and are you prepared in this courtroom today to prove your association with this Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? And if he says yes to both questions under oath, and he can't answer those questions or can't make any proof of those questions, he will be charged with 2 counts of perjury, contempt of court, and he will also be charged with impersonating a federal agent, and he will go to jail. So Tim Holmseth is going to rue the day when he is served a summons to appear in this civil lawsuit in Colorado. Because that's when he's going to have to answer for his conduct. And as I said, there is currently an investigation underway. This latest investigation with this woman in Kentucky has Timothy Charles Holmseth written all over it, because Timothy Charles Holmseth is or was affiliated with E-Clause and the Children's Crusade. And because of those affiliations, he's directly involved in that case. So, Mr. Holmseth, you can keep gaslighting me all you want, but when you go to that courtroom in Ohio and you're put under oath, they're going to be asking you a series of questions. And you had better be ready to answer them, or you're probably going to run away like you always do, like the chicken you are. You are not going to show up in that courtroom because you know that finally your ass is going in the slammer. Now, you're not going to be able to hide forever. You can hide now behind your little Facebook page and behind people like this other character here, this Lucky Charlie. But eventually, you're done. It won't be me. I'll just be in the audience, smiling a happy smile, watching you cry behind the bars because you were stupid enough not to keep your big mouth shut, like Kirk Pendergrass has said. You'd never learn. Glenda, really? I know. If he's so good looking, Glenda, then go marry him, because he's desperate. Tim Holmseth definitely needs a female companionship, because he definitely has too much time in his hands. Oh, Tim Holmseth bigotry is coming out. Yep, just keep building that evidence up there. Now remember, Timmy, you and Greg Sawyer are going to be meeting in a court of law. And Greg Sawyer is going to ask you about this. He's going to say, did you accuse me of getting involved in a slumber party in Thailand? What was that about, Timmy? Why did you accuse Greg Sawyer of being in Thailand and getting involved in certain activities, Timmy? Are you willing to go to court and answer that question, Timmy? Yes or no? Come on, Timmy. Come on, be a man. Are you willing to go to court and answer that question? I'm challenging you, Timmy. Go to court. Answer that question. If you show up in that Ohio courtroom, I'll be right there. I'll do what it takes. If I have to hitchhike to Florida or hitchhike up there to Ohio to be at that trial when you're there, I'll be there. Because you're going to be a defendant in a lawsuit, and as a defendant, you have a right to defend yourself. So you can ask me anything you want. I'll be under oath, Timmy. You up to the challenge, Timmy? You want to meet in Ohio, Timmy? Come on, Timmy. I'm waiting. Say the word. Let me refresh here. Nope. Oh, see, now. Yep, he's hiding now. He puts this Vivo song up. So, that's your answer right there. See, Timmy hides. This is the version. He's put up a video. But you remember that term gaslighting, don't you, Timmy? It was in the lawsuit. You accused me of gaslighting you. But guess what, Timmy? All this right here, this is gaslighting. This is evidence. So you just lost any potential case that you'd ever bring against me in a court of law, in a civil court. All this here, this is evidence against you. This is called gaslighting. It's also called defamation of character. All of this. This is criminal stalking, defamation of character. I can bring in all the evidence that Kim has against you. So you're screwed, Tim. Yep. This is the answer to my question. I asked you, Tim, and this is 1 minute ago. Exactly 1 minute. I asked you. I said, are you willing to come to court Are you willing to come to court and answer that all-important question? Are you a member of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? And this is the answer I got. So tell me, Timmy, what's it going to be? Hey, Glenda, why don't you ask Timmy? Ask Timmy if he would be willing to show up at that civil lawsuit in Ohio and answer those questions. Would Timothy Holmseth be willing to walk into a civil courtroom and say, yes, I'm a member of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. I am one person away. There's only one person between me and the President of the United States. Do you think he'd answer that under oath? You know, that's why he wouldn't appear in Polk County Courthouse, because that question was going to be asked him. That was one of the questions they were going to bring up at court. And Timmy ran because he knew that they were going to ask him about the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force in that hearing. They were going to ask him about the Children's Crusade in that hearing. And Randy said, you got to run, because they can't, you can't answer that question under oath. You'll get me in trouble and you'll get yourself in trouble. So you can't go to court and say anything about the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. You can't do it. I wonder how long that mic's been off. What am I jealous of? I'm simply making a point here. Why won't Timothy Holmseth answer the question? Yeah, I just found out. So I'm going to have to go. I have to do this all over again because I did a cough and I turned the audio off. But, Glenda, since you're listening, we're up to 5 minutes ago that I asked the question: would Timothy Holmseth be willing to go into court and swear under oath as to the existence of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? Would Timothy Holmseth be willing to state under oath that there is one person between him and the President of the United States? Is he willing to do that? That's all I want to know. Be curious to know that. Well, 6 minutes. No answer from Tim Holmseth. He hasn't won a single battle in court, Glenda. If Tim Holmseth is a pro in court, then Tim Holmseth will march his ass to Polk County, Minnesota, and appear in court. Instead of putting this garbage up on his Facebook page. Why won't Timothy Holmseth do that? Now, Timothy Holmseth is going to have a chance to do it because Tim Holmseth is in this lawsuit. See, Tim Holmseth has a little problem. Tim Holmseth is being sued in civil court. Now, I've gone over this in my video. Now, Glenda is obviously brainwashed. She says she's for truth, but she's not for truth. She's for trolling. And because all Tim is doing is Timmy's cornered right now because I hope Mert brings Craig Sawyer on his show so they can have adventures. Still hasn't answered the question here. See, this is what I don't understand. Well, I do. But Tim Holmseth is supposed to be this big crack reporter. And yet, this is what Tim Holmseth puts up. And now, hold on, I'm adjusting the screen here. For some reason it's not downsizing, so I don't want to bring it over until I get. See, Tim Holmseth is playing his little avoidance game right now. Yeah, that's the best I can do. For some reason it's not sizing properly. But this is the latest thing he wrote. I hope Mert brings Craig Sawyer on his show so they can talk about all their adventures. Well, you know where you'll have the chance, Timmy, is when you show up in that courthouse in Ohio to answer the lawsuit against you, to answer the lawsuit against Preacher Dan. That's when we'll find out. All right. Because what I'm going to do, I accidentally went into a I want to do something here. I know my screen's blank. Okay, now, what we're going to do, since Timmy is paying so much attention. Timmy, see this lawsuit right here? This is the Court of Common Pleas in Stark County, Ohio. Case number 2020CV00494. Write that down, Timmy. Case number 2020CV00494. Where is she? Glenda! Give this to Tim. CV. Oh, no, let's do this. Let me do this right. 2020-C CV 2. Oh, can't read. 009. I get it. 00494. T-A-R-K C-O-U-N-T-Y-O-H-I. Oh, there we go. This is the case. Now, everybody in here, copy this down. This is the lawsuit that you see before you on the screen. Timothy Charles Holmseth is in this lawsuit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll, I'm going to bring this off camera. Now, this is it. Now you can tell Timmy this, and if Timmy's reading, he can read this right now, and I will be right back. Now, Timmy, so you understand, this $25,000 here, this is assessed against each defendant, not all of you as a group. Each defendant would have to pay $25,000 in compensatory damages. Presumed damages would be another $25,000 each. Punitive damages would be $25,000 each. Preliminary and permanent injunctive relief to prevent continuing defamations for which there is no adequate remedy by law. Each. Guess what, Timmy? That means you would have to shut down everything, just like Field McConnell. You would be off the air. And reasonable attorney fees and cost of this litigation. Now, since Randy Erickson makes bi-weekly $1,400 and change per week, or bi-weekly, that means that she makes $2,800 a week. That's well over $100,000 a year. So, Timmy, gonna put your money where your mouth is? And see, this is this is what these people do. They fight exactly what you claim to fight, Timmy. So Timmy must be jealous. So let me bring this down, because I have to go and look for something here. Okay. Now this I'm putting, I don't know if I'm going to have in this, so let's see. This might explain Timmy's behavior. Let's see if I'm going to be able to get this in here. Otherwise, just a minute, God bless. Be patient. Let's see. There's a 200 character limit in the posting, so I've got to do something here. 11, 10. Okay, here we go. This is in the complaint. Please understand that this goes far beyond Lee. Note that this involves others, including Fiona Barrett, or Barnett, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Timothy, Charles, Holmseth. Let me repeat that so it's perfectly clear. Timothy, Charles, Holmseth, Tracy Remington, Randy Erickson, Field McConnell, and others. And I wonder who those others are. Perhaps Mr. Pendergrass, possibly Mr. Hallett. There are, if people had paid attention to my other video, additional defendants, both on the male side and on the female side, that are not named in this complaint. So, there you go. You can forward this to your boyfriend, whoever is out there watching this, and ask him, when is he going to answer the question? Are you going to appear in this courtroom or not? Oh, he's at it again. Yeah, I'm going to bring this one in too, because this is funny. See, this is another, this is another question he won't answer. Yeah. Randy Erickson put this on her Facebook page, this too. Oh boy, Glenda, you don't want the Beacon Hell blog to come back up, because she will go after Timmy. You really don't want the Beacon Hell blog back up. Oh, that'll be a classic. Because Alex has a dossier you wouldn't believe on Timothy. But anyway, Tim put this up. Four minutes ago. And again, now Timmy knows the story because I wrote about it. He stole this from my blog. And yeah, I went to the cop shop. And like I said, if you had taken the time to research my background, you might understand what I was doing in a secure area where civilians are not around. allowed around. See this little sign back here? Authorized personnel only. And the thing about this is, why was I there, Timmy? I told you why I was there. And guess who's in jail because I was in there? Details, Timmy. Details. So yeah, I was at the cop shop. I've been there quite a few times. And what is this down at the bottom here, Timmy? Right there. What's that little thing right there? That's a computer. And what's this in the background? That's a sheriff's car, Timmy. And where do they park sheriff's cars? They park them at the sheriff's office. See, Timmy is supposed to be one of these investigative reporters. Oh, thanks, Tom. But this is about an 8-9-year-old picture. But you see, Timmy, you don't do your homework. For if you'd done your homework, maybe you'd understand why I was standing next to that patrol car and what I was doing there. But you don't like to ask questions like that. You just like to put this stuff up on your little Facebook channel with no explanation. And I find it funny. But you'll get the answers to your question one of these days. It may just be in the state of Ohio. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been to. But that's funny. But yeah. No, Lucky Charlie, what these guys have done is they are suing Timothy Charles Holmseth, Mr. Lucky Charlie. Get your facts straight. And Timothy Holmseth has yet to answer the question. Instead, he puts up a picture of me being at the Orange County Sheriff's Department conducting law enforcement business. You know, if I was this big criminal that Timothy Charles Holmseth claims I am, I wouldn't be anywhere near the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Yeah, nobody thinks things through. This is what's funny about all this. Yeah, they don't think things through. You know, he puts up a picture there. I'm standing there with a briefcase next to a Orange County Sheriff's car in a secure area. Civilians aren't allowed back there. Who took the picture? My hands are full. I don't have a selfie stick, so I didn't take the picture. So who took that picture? Answer that one, Timmy. Yep. Well, I see the cat has Timmy's tongue. Oh, he wants me. This is the other thing. He wants. Tim is really interested in Mr. Sawyer about this Viper team. Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, you can interview him because you're going to get to see Mr. Sawyer in court as a defendant. And when you get up on that little witness stand, you can talk all about Mr. Sawyer and his Viper team. I can't wait for that because I'll be there to cover it. Civil trials are public. I've already called up the county courthouse, and yeah, they say come on up. We have a seat for you. You can cover the case. So, I'll figure out some way to get up there. If I have to hitchhike, I'll get up there as soon as they set the court date. And will we see Tim in court? I doubt it. Tim will go run away, maybe go out to that fire mountain, Idaho or something. Tim will be long gone. We won't hear from Tim. He'll be out in shopping centers doing his little thing with his laptop computer, stealing Wi-Fi because that's all he can do. Can't afford a real internet connection. He has to go steal it in a restaurant. Love it. Timmy does some funny shit, I'll tell you. I love it. Yeah, this guy's a laugh a minute. Return of Beacon Hell with brand new ownership. We're going to get into plagiarism. Guess what? I'm the new owner of Radio News. Forgot about that, did you? And guess what? I've got all the articles that Tim Holmseth appeared in that Radio wrote. Every single solitary one of them. And the things that Radio wrote about Tim Holmseth, oh, you're going to love this. And I'll be sure to let Alex know that you're using her name. She's gonna love that. Not a smart, I'll tell you one thing. It's not smart to get on the bad side of Alexandra. She tends to cop an attitude. So I'll let you two work that one out. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm going to let Alex, I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to send a direct message to Alex and let her know that someone owns her new. Yeah, I mean, she might be curious to know about that. She might have some things to say about this one. Come on there. I'll let you know what Alex has to say about this. Okay, there's Alex. Okay, here you go, Alex. Okay, the original owner of Beacon Hell has received the information. This ought to be interesting. And that's breaking news, everybody. You heard it here first. Beacon Hell is coming back under new ownership. This ought to be really interesting. So whoever Glenda Smithsworth is, you now have the attention of Alexander Goddard. So I'll let her decide how she wants to handle this one. I don't know why you can't post. That's a thing with YouTube. I have nothing to do with that. Because that's oh, don't worry about deleting the post. I copy and pasted it, and so. See, here you go. Just so people know what got deleted. There you go. I love this. Don't mess with the Mert, they say. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this new Beacon Hell goes over. Yeah. I expected this. I think he's posted this before. Tim Holmseth put up a self-portrait. Yeah, Timmy, he must be out hiking in the woods. Yeah, so he put up a self-portrait. Yeah, Timothy Holmseth put up a self-portrait of himself. There you go, Rebecca. Subject for your next video. Tim Holmes says, hiking in the woods. Oh yeah, that's what it's kind of an equal interest between Preacher Dan, Old Redbeard, and Timothy Holmes says in court under oath. That is going to be classic. I want to see that in the worst way. Yeah, Timmy decided to smile for the camera. That's the first time I've seen Tim smile in a long time. Okay. Well, that's it, Timmy. Keep giving evidence to Craig Sawyer. You're doing Craig. There's the old saying, Tim. If you're going to be sued, you need to keep your fat mouth shut. And just like Kurt Pendergrass used to say, you just cannot keep your big fat mouth shut. So yeah. Well, guess what? I'm putting it on here as public information. You as the source of that information. And Craig Sawyer will have this as evidence. More evidence for Craig Sawyer to use in that lawsuit. Glenda, you can't be serious. Have you, you cannot be serious. But then again, if somebody's as hard up as you are. Oh, this is funny. But you're getting the attention you wanted, Timothy. There's your thing. Yeah, right there. It's going to be recorded on my blog. It says, I have a copy of Craig Sawyer's books for Vets for Children Rescue. His own person leaked it out because he's defrauding the public that was donating to him. And a military man brought it to my attention that Craig Sawyer lied on his military resume. Okay, so you're accusing Greg Sawyer of being, what is that, stolen valor? Okay. Well, if it's true, you won't mind answering this in court, will you? It's one thing to put this up on, and here we go. Believe me, I'm with the high command. Are you willing, Mr. Holmseth, again, that I've asked you for the past hour, are you willing to testify under oath? Come on, Timmy. Simply yes or no. Are you willing to testify under oath? You are being sued. Come to court, argue your case. Don't run away. You had a perfect opportunity to come to court and put all this stuff in evidence. You could have put it in there as discovery for the defense, but you ran away. You have got to be kidding me. I'm sorry, Glenda. You just, stupid is what stupid is, and you're about as stupid is. Because I guarantee you, you're out there in orbit somewhere. But hell, everybody can use a laugh. What can I say? The thing of it is, got to remember, folks, Tim Holmseth made a YouTube and impersonated a woman. I can't remember the name now, but the woman's a total fiction. It turned out to be an actress. What did I miss? Well, see, the thing of it is that Timmy doesn't understand. I don't care about Greg Sawyer. I don't care if he's legitimate or not. I never heard of the guy until Tim Homestead brought him up. You know, I've not been contacted by this guy. I know nothing about him. You know, Tim's been after this guy for I don't know how long. I don't care. But Greg Sawyer's the one suing Tim. And so Tim is, you know, well, Glenda, again, you're going to have to talk to Tim Holmes, or you're going to have to talk to Levi about that. Because I have no idea. Number one, I don't know if he even called him, because calls can be faked. And number two, I'm not the one to ask. I don't know. Hi, Dodger. Oh boy, you ought to go through this tape of mine. You got enough here for 10 videos. Because between this Glenda Smithworth character and the stuff, you ought to see the shit going on over at Tim Holmes' Facebook page. I mean, this guy's having a field day over there. And if you look up on the tote, he's accusing this Craig Sawyer of stolen valor. He's accusing him of being a fraud. And if Craig Sawyer walks into that Ohio courtroom with his service records, Tim Homestead is toast. How do you know Tim or that Levi left the room? Excuse me. Glenda, the scaredy cat is Mr. Homestead over here. He has yet to answer a simple question. Is Tim Homestead going to swear in a court that he is part of the high command, that he is a member of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? Is he willing to do that under oath? Will he go to the Ohio court when he is issued a summons to appear? It's in Ohio. He can't be arrested in Ohio. So he can go to Ohio and he can go to court. Well, I'll tell you what, Glenda. Tim Homestead is not answering my questions. Tim Homestead has not answered a single question all night. And I know he's monitoring this room. So ask yourself, why isn't Tim Homestead answering any of my questions? Because Tim Homestead is a coward. He's a sniveling, little, lying coward. So there. Tim likes to talk the talk, but he won't walk the walk. He ran away from a simple misdemeanor case. And he could, that's the thing. Tim Homestead missed a golden opportunity. He could have walked into that courthouse, presented all this evidence, could have named names. He wouldn't have been prohibited because it's court. No court order out of Florida is binding in a court of law. He could have blurted her name out to his heart's content in that courtroom. He could have presented all this paperwork, all these CDs, everything. And even if he got adjudicated guilty, it's on the record. It's official court documents. But no, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. He ran away. Said it was a kangaroo court, Shira court. Took the coward's way out. And a misdemeanor. This is not a felony. It's a misdemeanor. 30 days in jail. Look at how long Field McConnell was in jail. And he's in home confinement under house arrest. Field McConnell's got 10 times the balls that Tim Homestead has. Jeez. And people believe in this guy. But look at his actions. Patriotic? I don't know. Hard to say. Because he's only going to a small town county jail. This is a rural county in northwest Minnesota. It's one of the smallest county jails in the state of Minnesota. And they don't have any hard asses in that jail. I looked through the roster. Probably the safest place he could have been. But now he has to sit in a parking lot and piggyback off the internet because he can't even afford regular internet. He's got to go and park in a parking lot. He can't, for whatever reason, wherever it was that he had that nice big comfortable lounge chair with a 65-inch TV, you don't see him in front of that anymore. Are you kidding me, Glenda? You have no idea. I don't give a flying fuck about Timothy Holmseth. Excuse the language, folks. I'm 69 years old. My days of chasing the ladies are long over. 69-year-old guys, it's kind of hard for them to get anywhere nowadays. And I have no reason to chase anybody anyway. I'm perfectly fine with what I got. But again, Glenda, why are you avoiding my questions? Why can't Timothy Charles Holmseth march into an Ohio courtroom and my channel, I can do what I damn well please in here. You don't like it? Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. I've got an age-restricted channel in here for that very reason. Have you ever heard Timothy Holmseth on one of his videos? He did a video here, and he must have hit the F-bomb a dozen times. And that was when he was, a matter of fact, it was the video where he went after Chad Cater. It was F this, F that, all through the damn video. So if you want to talk about somebody using the F-bomb, you go talk to Timothy Holmseth. Let's not be the square police here, folks. What is this? Well, at least he's going after Chad Cater now. Or Craig Sawyer. Sorry, Chad. And let's see, what are we doing here? Well, he wants the attention, he's going to get it. Nope, I don't want that. I want display capture. Where's the display capture? Nope. Okay, let me get... Come on. Dang it. Alright, for some reason, this is acting up again. Okay, let's stock it. Well, that screwed that up. Damn thing did it again. Yeah. Well, anyway, he's got a thing up over on his Facebook. And I'm going to have to do this under Plan B because my thing is acting up. And all about your damn relief. No, I don't want that. Sheesh. Alright, let's try this again. Well, if one way doesn't work. There we go. Yeah, my live display capture wouldn't work, so that's all right. This is more evidence for Craig Sawyer. Well, I'm glad to collect evidence for Greg Sawyer. Because, but, that's if Tim Holmseth decides to show up in court. Because what'll happen is if Tim Holmseth doesn't show up in court, then this is going to be evidence that's going to be used against Randy Erickson and Daniel Lee. Because they're codependents, and they're the ones that'll get stuck. Because, well, Holmseth will lose by default. See, Tim Holmseth doesn't understand. Yeah, I'm kind of doing things here at once. See, I go up here. Let's see, yep, that team. Oh, come on. There it goes. Trying to get this to enlarge. Okay, Tim put this up in his Facebook. And so, now, Tim makes the argument that I think he was once a bodyguard for Hillary Clinton, which I don't understand what that is all about. But muscular? The guy's as fat as the damn Michelin Man, for God's sake. Jesus Christ, Charlie Chicken could beat him in a cockfight. God. Poor thing is delusional. I don't know where the hell the display capture went. Because I'm going to try adding display capture again. Yeah, we got it back. All right, I'll put that up there out of the way. Okay. Alright, put that right there. That way I don't make this. I love this this high command bullshit is funny as hell. Okay, well, we got another one. More evidence, more evidence. Yeah, Timmy. You're going to make this going to be the easiest civil lawsuit win in the history of the court, because you're just feeding all this evidence to Greg Sawyer to use against you guys. So just keep it up. As a matter of fact, anybody that knows Greg Sawyer, you could probably pass all this on to Craig. I'm sure he could use it in his, his court case. Well, this proves it's true. Kirk Pendergrass said that Tim Holmseth can't keep his big damn mouth shut, and this proves it. I mean, he is just handing the plaintiff victory on a silver platter. It's just. Well, Glenda hasn't answered my question yet. Well, see, what's going to happen here is all the evidence that comes out in the civil trial, whether Tim appears or not, will be used in the criminal cases. So, if Tim Homestead thinks he can duck out by not showing up for this civil lawsuit, he's got a big surprise, because what'll happen is this everything that's put in discovery in the civil case will be handed over to the criminal investigators on all of these people. And so then the investigators will hand it. Yeah, well, tell him that. And ask him, because he has yet to answer the question. I want to hear it from Tim. Is he going to go to Ohio and appear in court? He had his opportunity in Minnesota, but now this is a civil trial. He's not going to jail in a civil trial. Unless the only way he'll go to jail in a civil trial is if he lies under oath. So as long as he tells the truth in that civil trial, he can go to court, do his thing in court, and will not be arrested, because his warrant is only good in the state of Minnesota. This is an Ohio court. I don't know why the hell it's in Ohio, but it's in Ohio. Yeah, I have yet to understand why this thing is in Ohio, but that's where they filed it. That's where it's going to be heard. Fine. You said it, Glenda. I'm going. It's right here. Everybody. Okay. Good night. Tom, you have a good night. Thanks for coming into the room. Come on. Get this before she deletes it. Got it. Okay. Put this in here so you can't delete it. There. It's on the record. There's free Wi-Fi all over the country. So, every McDonald's in the country has free Wi-Fi. So let's see, is he doing anything new yet? Here we go. Yeah, more defamation. Smart move, Timmy. Keep it up. Come on, just keep posting this stuff. Defamation of character. Yeah, let's just click. That old cash register's just ringing away. You ought to mail these directly to Greg Sawyer. I mean, he's got a email, so you can just mail it right to him. It's a public trial. Anybody can go to it. And this is why I do what I do as far as trying to get things set up, so I have the financial resources to go to these trials. Because I definitely am covering this one. If Tim Homeseth has the balls to show up, or even if he doesn't show up, I'm going to cover the trial anyway. Okay, we are coming down to the 10-minute warning. This is funny. I could actually go over a little bit because my flight schedule's changed, but Oh, Cleveland. Here's to the Cleveland. I remember there's a song about Cleveland from the Howard the Duck. It's a funny song. It's an insulting song, but it's a cute song all the same. I think it was like, here's to the dogs in Cleveland, Ohio. Ladies, I bid you goodbye, or something like that. Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland. I've had a lot of business up there. At least one of my vans up there. The trial has not been set yet. All that's been done so far, the last I checked, is there's been a complaint filed with the court. There's no hearing scheduled. It's what they call a preliminary complaint, where the plaintiffs have filed their intent to sue. Then there will probably be another hearing, and it's a process. It's going to take a while before there's an actual trial. I wouldn't expect an actual trial in this case until sometime this fall. You know, the coronavirus thing is going to complicate this a little bit, because it's going to take a while for these processes to work their way to the court. It's just like the calendar call for Field McConnell that is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, isn't a real trial. It's actually just kind of like a preliminary thing. They'll go over certain things and go from there. Will I approach Timothy? I don't know. It depends on the circumstances. I'm there to cover the trial, not to conduct interviews, but I may approach him. I don't know. That's something I won't know until the time comes. That's if Timothy even shows up for the trial. I mean, we're way early in the process here. We're looking at 6-8 months from now. Timothy could be in jail by the time this trial starts up, because I don't think the investigation into his criminal activities is going to take that long. So we're at 8 minutes since his last post, so it's probably not going to get anything out of him. I doubt he'll show. I mean, his supporter says he's going to show, so we're going to see. I put it in here on the record that he's going to show. So we'll see if he lets him or her down. Okay, we're at T plus 9 minutes. Whoever this Lucky Charlie is, he's clinging to him like a flea on a dog. Holy shit, I didn't see all this. Oh, he's put up all... Yeah, there's a wire fraud investigation going on against Tim Holmseth. Oh, he would be surprised. Tim Holmseth has no idea the trouble he's in. Doesn't have a clue. And I'm kind of glad, because he could take... It's too late now, but Tim Holmseth could have taken a lot of precautions to get himself out of this mess, but he chose to go down the path that he's going down, and he's just making the anchor that's going to sink him that much bigger. Yeah, this is funny. 11 minutes. He must have passed out. I'm not afraid of Tim Holmseth. He's afraid of me. If I ever showed up anywhere within 100 feet of him, he'd probably call the police. Nope. I challenged him. Say, hey, you name the place, give me about 6 months' notice, I'll meet you there. Do it in a public place. You know, Tim will have a chance. He shows up in court, I'll be there. Who knows? With everything that's going on in this channel tonight, I might find myself being called as a witness in this mess. Because Tim Holmseth has posted all this stuff on my, directed this stuff to me. You know, because they're going to ask me. They said, did you see this stuff on Tim Holmseth's Facebook page? And I said, yes, I did. And so I'm basically a material witness. The state of Ohio would have to fly me up there to be a material witness on this case. That when you defraud somebody over the age of 60, that's an aggravating circumstance. It's exploitation of a person over the age of 65. That's an additional crime. Good night, Tom. Thanks for being in the room. I don't know if you left already or not. And whoever else might have taken off. I got good numbers tonight. This is better than last night. Well, Tim is a coward because he couldn't even go to a simple misdemeanor case. You know, that's what's so funny about it. Yeah, number one, it's a simple misdemeanor case. He could have beat it. There's a way he could have beat the case. But instead of going to court and going through the process, he ran away. Made the situation a lot worse. Because he listened to people like Kirk Pendergrass. This is stupid. He made the stupidest mistake in the world. I have talked to a dozen attorneys that could have got him out of that. It would have been a simple thing to do. It would have taken 5 minutes. The judge would have dismissed the case. But Tim didn't bother to show up. Sad, really. And my alarm clock just went off. My little Amber is telling me that it's 5 minutes to go. I'm being told you better not. Well, we closing out the shows to where you guys can see Amber again. Hi, Amber. Come on and see the audience. Yeah, everybody, here's Amber. Oh. Yeah, she's so happy to see me, Amber. Yes, you are. You're so happy to see me. Yeah, Amber's so happy. Amber's a happy dog. Yes, you are. You're a happy dog. Okay. Okay. See? She likes her neck scratch. Scratchy. Oh, she likes it. She loves it. And for those that are asking, this is a dachshund mix. She's a little wiener doggy. All right, girl. Down you go. And don't get caught in the wire. Pull the headphone right off my ear, you do that. No, he is not. If Jeremiah Regan ever came anywhere near Timothy Holmseth, he'd turn him into wood pulp. Jeremiah Regan works out. So Tim Holmseth better pray to God that he doesn't ever meet Mr. Reagan, because there won't be anything left of him. Because of what he's attacked a man's dead father, for crying out loud. How low can you go to attack a dead man? I don't know, but it's a wiener dog. It's a little lap dog, a little wiener dog. So, that's. But she's a cutie. She acts like a puppy even though she's 7 years old. Yep, that's 15 minutes. He's done for the night apparently. So, well, that was fun. Maybe he'll do this next week. Well, he needs some common sense because he's, Tim Holmseth is hanging himself. And I will close out with a picture of Mr. Tim. Here's Timmy. Hee-haw! It's Timmy Boy. Boy, Glenda, you are brainwashed. This is funny. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here, Glenda, except make yourself look like a damn fool. But, what the hell? Go, be sure to throw some money Timmy's way. He needs it. And by the looks of it, he needs to buy a toothbrush. His teeth are getting a little... Look at the teeth on this dude, man. Timmy, you gotta clean those teeth of yours. Yeah, that's... Yeah, and that's Timothy Holmseth. I mean, there it is. Timothy Charles Holmseth. Timothy Charles Holmseth. Timothy Charles Holmseth. That's Timothy. Yeah, there you go, Timmy. I think she's in love with him. Yeah, I'm wondering if she isn't the chick that made that thing up to where she said she married him and she's from New York City. Yeah, hard to say. Yeehaw. Oh, God. What a day. Whoa. Get back there, Timmy. They're running off on us. Yeah, pick your nose for you. Scrape that sucker. I get it. Yeah, this Glenda reminds me of, ever hear those two young kids arguing in the playground? They go, your mother wears army shoes, blah, 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 blah. They argue with each other. It's funny. And she's just like one of these kindergarten kids, just doing the little tough talk. Did you listen to Levi cry about he wish he had Timothy's looks? No. Where was this? Produce the link. Produce the recording. I'd love to hear that. Because it doesn't exist, Glenda. I mean, just because you type something in my chat doesn't make it true. It makes you look like a frickin' idiot. I mean, Jesus Christ, the people are stupid. I love it, though. All right. Tweak. See, I'm not sure if this one... I'll put this in here because I don't know. This will be evidence for the court. The defense will have this. Or the prosecution will have this, actually. The plaintiff will have this to show to the court as evidence against Timothy Holmseth when the lawsuit comes up. Dodger, it could be Tim. Tim likes to impersonate women. He's done it on more than one occasion. So it's my opinion that it is Tim pretending to be a woman. Yeah, we can put it. This is all evidence for the defense to use against Timothy. I could actually file if I felt like it, I could file a copyright against them because this is a stolen image. But it's not worth the trouble. Nothing would surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised if Tim did dress up in drag. It's my opinion, of course. I have no proof yet. Well, we run a little over. But I'm glad, I got to dig up that picture. That makes a good profile picture for my room. So you might be seeing that picture more often. Yeah, Tim gave me a production idea. Thank you, Tim. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we got a message. I wonder if this is who I think it is. Nope. Holy shit! If, Glenda, if you want to buy beaconhal.com, you're going to have to come up with $2,095. That's the cost. That's the going bid on the domain right now. So, if you're willing to spend $2,000 or $2,100 on a domain, knock yourself out. Because guess who gets the money? Alex still owns the domain. She's just put it up for sale. So, yeah, if you want to help Alex out, she could use $2,100. Anybody can use $2,100 right now. So, there you go. And this opportunity will be gone. So, hurry it up. Beaconhell.com. BEACONHELL.com. That Alex domain when she had her blog. It's basically up for sale on one of these domain auctions. I just found it. Well, Dodger, I don't know if he'd be able to. He uses about an 7 or 8-year-old computer, and I don't think the webcam has HD resolution in it. I think it's an old Dell, if I remember right, but it's a piece of junk, and it's not capable of HD resolution. Yeah, that's a good question there, Chad. I'm surprised Glenda doesn't know the answer to that. She knows everything else. $174.58 a month. Yuck. Did somebody squat that? Oh, not. Glenda, how do you know the pictures were doctored? Have you seen the originals? Uh, Tim admitted that they were real. He didn't say they were doctored. He said explicitly that the pictures were taken uh, by someone in the apartment. He admitted it, did not say one word about those videos, about that being doctored. And you're talking to someone that is an expert in engine forensics, and I can tell you flat out that the images were not doctored. So you can sit there, Glenda, you haven't told the truth since you came in here, so, you know, you're going to have to, if the photos were doctored, I suppose you wouldn't mind getting a hold of the originals. I mean, pictures can't be that bad. You can pixel out his face and show that they're doctored, and then you can explain why Timothy Holmseth admitted that they were real. He flat out said it on a video that I've got on file, that the images are real. He said that his son liked to do dress up. Said there was nothing wrong with it. It's just, kids do it all the time. They dress up and they cross dress. So, I'm running over on my running a little bit over on my blog time tonight, or my stream time tonight. I'm going to be closing down here in a few minutes, but if you want the execution chamber on the prison ship Mercy. Oh, so now it's a prison ship. Oh, for the God's sake. I tell you, these conspiracy theorists are something else. Now they're accusing the United States Navy of being executioners. These people are dumb. Absolutely dumb. I love looking at these conspiracy theories, especially the dingbat that put that up. Okay, 29 minutes. Timmy must have passed out because he's not posting anymore. Patriotic? I have no idea. I think he's he might be a senior in high school. I don't know. I don't know if he's graduated high school yet, so I don't know. I thought there had been a picture of him recently. I don't know. Well, Glenda's not someone that's going to tell the truth. This has come out. Tim is probably working out. Jesus. Yeah, Glenda, you're not even trying to tell the truth, so. He lived in a luxury apartment, one of the best in Minnesota. Really? Glenda, if Tim Holmseth was making enough money to live in a luxury apartment, why was he in Section 8 housing? Because you know something, Glenda, if you take the address that he lists down for his apartment and you look up on the database, you will find that that apartment complex qualifies for Section 8 housing. And it's a widely known fact that Tim Holmseth was on public assistance. Your statements are an absolute joke. I mean, what they're doing is they're providing entertainment. It's ridiculous. But yeah, this is, this. I have a feeling I know who this is, and it may not be Tim, but it's someone that has been in love with Tim for 12 years, uh, and so this is just proof of it. Okay, Chad, why don't we schedule that for Friday or Thursday? We'll schedule it for Thursday. Uh, it's, because I know time is in bed, and, it's 12:13 here. I'm actually running a little over. But if you guys want to do a live call on um, Skype next week, we can arrange that. Because I know I've had Chad live before, and I can get the both of you on. We're not going to always set up a Zoom account. I mean, I don't have one. I got to set one up. Because, as long as you don't have 100 people, I'd have to figure out if I could stream it into the live stream. Because I have no experience with Zoom at all. I think I think she's on Twitter under a different name. Why she's come in here using this name, I don't know. Yeah, Skype, what you do is you just, you can go and do some research on it. It's pretty simple. Because, I can't use Facebook Live because it's only good for Facebook. So it would have to be, we could do it audio only, I think, on here. But I could, but Skype is the easiest way to go, actually. But, between now and Thursday, when you get time, just play around with it. And because, you can go on Skype and you can kind of practice without talking to anybody. And maybe the two of you can talk to each other on Skype and figure it out. And then when I come in, we can do the conference. We can do it sometime. And, because I'll be doing the Murtathon Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I love it. Hey, if you got photographs of that apartment, I'd love to have them. I don't know if you guys took any pictures there, but I do know that, it is Section 8 housing, so it's not a luxury apartment by any stretch. I even looked it up on the listing service. Hey, Amber. Our mascot is back. Yeah, you're a good girl. So. Paid ladies. I wouldn't be surprised, as that's the only way you could get anything. I mean, he had 2 children out of wedlock. That says a lot. Yeah, I'd love to have pictures of that apartment. Make for a great drive-a-thon. Yeah, I figured that you were talking about Tom. Yeah, see if he's got pictures. That'd be great. It's a very high-end part of East Grand Forks. They actually have a high-end in East Grand Forks. You have any idea what that town is? It's a little rural town in northwest. Well, that probably explains why he's driving around in a car that he couldn't afford, gets free room and board. He can't be on his own. I mean, the biggest thing he ever did was have a pizza delivery job, and he couldn't even keep that. Couldn't afford his own car. Someone had to buy him a car, and that's in print. You know, folks, don't take Glenda seriously, because she's just throwing stuff out there. I'm not taking her seriously. I think it's funny as shit. Say all this nonsense she wants. If Tim had female companionship to the degree she says, he wouldn't be running around on Facebook posting crap. He'd be doing the mattress mambo. Yep. Timothy's passed out for the night. It's past his bedtime. So that's done. Yeah, and it's only midnight and it's 11:20 in Minnesota. So he actually went to bed early. Tribute to JFK. I love these conspiracy theories. It's just funny as all get out. Montana? What the hell are you doing in Montana? You gotta look up Cynthia Absug while you're up there. Okay. Yeah, he's seeing all this talk about him, and he's kind of going and doing the 5-finger fling, doing some pud pulling. Pull that pud. What a car. Now, 2012 Nissan Rogue isn't all that bad. I've got a 2012 Honda. I got it's Honda Fit. They're pretty good little cars. Now, the Ford he used to have, now, Jesus Christ, that thing was something else. Oh, okay, well. Yeah, as long as he can get the flag to rise. He's got to find it first, probably tucked under the rolls down there. Yeah, that's true. You could probably swallow mine. Because, a Honda Fit's a tiny little thing. But, hell, the thing gets 35 miles to the gallon, so I ain't gonna argue with 35 miles to the gallon. Now I do have my F-250 parked there. That's a big sucker. Cab and a half. Call it the Green Meanie. Somewhere around, I got a picture of me standing next to that thing. I've got it parked right now because I think it's the Schroeder valve is acting up on it. It won't start, so I gotta. Once this thing is over with, I'm gonna have somebody come over and look at it. My ding-a-ling. Reminds me of that song. My ding-a-ling. I don't know why I brought that up. Okay, let's see. Gonna do one last shot here on the regular Twitter. See if anything's going on. Oh, I like that picture. And nope. Yeah. $10:30 Mountain Time. So Monty is going to be on, or should be on by now. No, Monty's not on yet. He's going on 10:30 Mountain Time. So everybody looking. Levi called Timothy Holmseth crying. He was begging Tim's mentor him, show him how to dress, and show him. Okay, you got a recording of that, right, Glenda? You can prove what you're saying there. You know, Glenda, you're making these statements, and you got nothing to back it up. I'm sure you can come up with a recording, right? Glenda? Earth to Glenda. Glenda? You can prove that statement, right, Glenda? Come on, Glenda. Come on. There's only 17 people in here, and not all of them are on the chat, so come on. Earth, Apollo Glenn, do you read? All right, Chad, you have a good night. Work hard, make lots of money, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday. And yeah, if you could get Tom to email me some of those pictures, I would appreciate it. I sure would like to see the inside of the apartment. And what I'm going to do, guys, it's 12:25 Eastern Time. I've been on here for 3.5 hours. I'm running overtime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it. And I guess, Glenda, I guess you can go over and talk to Timmy or something. Or send them love letters or something, because I'm going to be shutting down here in about 5 minutes, or less. Excuse me. I think Timmy's gone to sleep, or he's passed out, or he's choking the chicken, as we call it. Probably the latter. Yep. 44 minutes. Timmy's probably choking the chicken. Probably seeing it. Probably can't get the damn thing to work. So he never did answer my question. Yeah, where are you getting all this information, Glenda? That's just the thing, You come up with all this stuff. You have yet to answer me on any of this. Where are you getting the information? Yeah, you have a good night too, Dodger. Keep telling you Glenda is Glenda A.U.L. God, that's a short surname. Hey, Dodger, why don't you make up a video using my dingling? That would be slick as dog poop. You can sit there and you can do a copy and paste of all these expressions that Glenda's put up here. Talk about material. Oh yeah, I'm gonna CP this one. This is funny. I passed along your thing about Alexandra's blog, and the blog is $2,100. So if you're interested in beaconhell.com, you're gonna have to put up about $2,100. So I'll be waiting for that one. Yeah, what I'm trying to figure out is why you keep misspelling her name. I mean, are you that inept? All right, but yeah, it's like I said, Dodger, you got all these things by this Glenda person here. This is pure gold. But yeah, and I look forward to the next video, so let me know what comes up. There they go. That's what I figured. Too late there, Glenda. I already copy and pasted everything. Plus, you know, when this records, all these messages stay on. They don't get deleted. Because it's the room gets recorded in real time. All YouTube does is process it. So all your little posts will be there for all to see. So retracting it didn't do you a damn bit of good. You got to learn how YouTube works. And it's like this. See, this is going to be here. See? How you like that? Can't retract that, Glenda. Give it a try. Can't do it. That'll be there for all to see. I like them apples. Ain't that neat, as Mate used to say? All right, everybody, I'm going to close this out now. I do appreciate everybody showing up. I hope everybody has a good Sunday. If you worship, pray. Well, thank you. And what I'm going to do, damn it. Come on. Oh, you son of a bitch. I am a Trump supporter. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. Because I'm not. And everybody in here knows it. But we get along in spite of that. There, Glenda. That way you can't remove it. So that's why Tim's after Kim and all those, is because they don't support Trump. That's the whole reason they're being attacked. It has nothing to do with fact. It has to do with political. That's all it is. Well, okay, you hate Bernie and you hate Elizabeth Warren. Don't take that $1,200 check they're going to send you now. No, don't take that check. Anybody that doesn't like socialism, don't take that check now. Just tear it up. Say, nope, don't want that check. Send it back. Don't file unemployment. If you get laid off because of the virus, don't file unemployment. That's socialism. You remember that now. No, he does not. Okay. Monograph just came on the air. So, since Monty's come on the air, everybody go over to Monty. I'm going to sign off again. So, thank you, everybody. Glad you showed up. And no, Levi Page does not support Trump. Be safe. Worship whoever you worship. Pray to whoever you pray. And hopefully we'll come out of this on the other end for the better. So, in the meantime, this is William K. Murtathon, Witness 1. Have a good one. Good night. Bye-bye. Farewell. So long. All that stuff.